The series begins with the story of the Pirate King, Goldie Roger, who was executed but revealed before his death that his great treasure, the One Piece, was hidden at the end of the seas. His words sparked the Great Pirate Era, where countless pirates set sail in search of it. We are then introduced to a small pirate ship being raided. On board is a boy hiding in a barrel, Monkey D. Luffy. When the ship's crew opens the barrel, Luffy bursts out, cheerful and energetic. He declares that he will become the king of the pirates, though the crew thinks he's just a strange kid. Luffy reveals he has the powers of the Gomu Gomu no Mi, a devil fruit that made his body stretchy like rubber, though at the cost of his ability to swim. Using his powers, he defeats some of the pirates who underestimate him. During this adventure, Luffy also encounters Kobe, a timid boy working under the pirate captain Alvida. Kobe dreams of joining the Navy, but is too scared to defy Alvida. Luffy, however, openly insults Alvida, calling her a fat old hag, and fights her without fear. With his rubber powers, he easily defeats her, inspiring Kobe to pursue his own dream of becoming a Marine. The episode ends with Luffy declaring that he's setting out to gather a crew, find the One Piece, and become the king of the pirates.
Luffy's hunt for crewmates leads him to Shellstown, but instead of allies, he finds the legendary pirate hunter Zoro tied up in a marine base courtyard. Is he a monster or the perfect crewmate? Kobe reveals the truth. Zoro was tricked by Helmeppo, the spoiled son of Captain Morgan. He's been sentenced to starve for a month. The town fears Zoro, but Luffy sees through it. He knows Zoro isn't a villain, just a man trapped by injustice. Meanwhile, we meet Captain Morgan himself, a Marine obsessed with power and control. His son plays with people's lives, and nobody dares to fight back, except Luffy. Luffy boldly confronts Helmeppo and declares that Zoro will join his crew. The stage is set for Zoro's choice: stay chained or follow Luffy on the path to the Pirate King. This is the moment the Straw Hat Pirates truly begin. Want to see Zoro's decision? Stay tuned for Episode 3. The showdown begins. Luffy decides that Zoro will be his first crewmate, but first, they must face the corrupt Captain Morgan. Helmeppo tries to stop them, but Zoro reveals his true strength once freed. With his 3 swords returned, he proves why he's called the Pirate Hunter. Meanwhile, Morgan rules with fear, punishing even his own men for questioning him. The tension explodes as Luffy's gum-gum powers clash with Morgan's brute force. Every strike pushes Zoro closer to his choice. Will he fight alongside Luffy, or remain a feared loner? In the end, Zoro chooses freedom and loyalty. He officially joins Luffy's crew, declaring that he'll help him become the king of the pirates. Before chasing the One Piece, we dive into Luffy's past and meet the man who inspired his dream: red-haired Shanks. Young Luffy looked up to Shanks and his carefree crew, but his impatience to prove himself led to trouble. He accidentally ate the gum-gum fruit, gaining rubber powers but losing his ability to swim forever. When mountain bandits humiliate Shanks, he laughs it off. But when they kidnap Luffy, everything changes. Shanks and his crew step in, showing their true power and protecting the boy who would one day carry their spirit forward. Shanks sacrifices his arm to save Luffy from a Sea King, proving his devotion. He leaves Luffy his treasured straw hat, asking him to return it once he becomes a great pirate. This hat becomes Luffy's symbol, and Episode 4 cements his unshakable dream to become the king of the pirates. Luffy and Zoro sail off in search of new crewmates, but their journey takes a wild turn when they cross paths with a thief named Nami, who despises pirates. Nami tricks Luffy and tries to hand him over to her enemy, the flamboyant and dangerous Captain Buggy the Clown. Buggy isn't just any pirate. He's eaten a devil fruit, the chop-chop fruit, giving him the power to split his body into pieces. Buggy captures Luffy and plans to make an example out of him. Meanwhile, Zoro rushes in to fight, but quickly realizes Buggy's bizarre powers make him no ordinary foe. Episode 5 ends with Luffy in Buggy's grasp. Nami caught in the middle. The tension skyrockets. This is the Straw Hats' first real fight against a pirate crew. With Buggy's powers revealed, can Luffy and his new allies stand a chance? The real adventure is only heating up. The Straw Hats are split in battle, Luffy versus Buggy, and Zoro versus his flashy henchman Kabaji. Zoro, still badly injured, fights Kabaji, who uses fire-breathing, acrobatics, and cheap tricks to gain the upper hand. But Zoro's determination to stand by Luffy pushes him to keep going. Meanwhile, Buggy reveals the terrifying extent of his chop-chop fruit powers, separating his body and attacking Luffy from every direction. He mocks Luffy's dream while his crew causes chaos in Orangetown. Even wounded, Zoro defeats Kabaji with sheer willpower, proving he's worthy of being Luffy's first mate. Luffy, on the other hand, faces Buggy's bizarre powers head-on. Their true showdown is only just beginning. Episode 7 ends with Zoro victorious, but Buggy still standing. The real fight between captains is about to explode. The Battle of Devil Fruits explodes. Luffy versus Buggy, rubber against Chop Chop. With Zoro defeating Kabaji, the spotlight turns to the captains. Buggy mocks Luffy's dream and reveals his past with red-haired Shanks, once his crewmate. He blames Shanks for ruining his ambitions as a pirate, fueling his hatred. Buggy unleashes the full power of his chop-chop fruit, splitting into pieces and attacking from all sides. But Luffy, inspired by Shanks' spirit, refuses to lose. With a devastating gum-gum bazooka, Luffy blasts Buggy into the sky, finally freeing Orangetown from his reign of terror. The townspeople rejoice, and the Straw Hat crew begins to take shape. Nami agrees to join as their navigator, not because she loves pirates, but because their goals align. For now.